the NDC government, led by John Dramani Mahama, the finances and our finance ministry, led by Atto Forson, the Bank of Ghana, led by Dr. Isiama, Eka Bawumia Ofori Atta, Bogu Yeswa, finally, omudi ko IMF no, 1 year, 4 months or 5 months no, Atto Forson, etimi lead aban we, ahyehyɛ Ghana sika ama endemene wo kase IMF na Bawumia de be share ye kon no ye free officially. Enya wanwa, enya wode. Are you not happy? Yetena krom ha ema amanfo eko IMF say ye free IMF aba omo be ye kenke party e wo Ghana. Bawumia mo be ye kenke party omo koto dokono be 4 million Ghana cedis e be di ye adan IMF na yakọ e na yaba in a year 4 months. In a year 4 months, Atto Forson lead Ghana without talking, without making noise, without creating an impression say onimnyansa che ubia, humbly has worked diligently with the Bank of Ghana, with the appointees of this government, worked with the president, and adiani again say entuminsi Atto Forson. At the end of the day, Ghana every IMF ase. And it's not just Ghana every IMF asio. How are you to me atoto nyama? Atto Forson etumi atoto nyama ma IMF asina ye free no. And yes, bia ye free asie ohumu. We are leaving this program confidently. Because you see, adeba kwa e wasa moti ase politics mean say. So benya leader oye bone ana ontumi ewudwuma na oye trofo, and this man has proven say no kre any of politics. And one unique thing about Atto Forson, the leadership as the finance minister, and I say there was never a day Atto Forson carried on who Ghana to say onimbibia about economics. There has never been a day Atto Forson creating impression to Ghana for him say onimnyan sample chain people he works with. There's never been a day Atto Forson actually any science impo say ohia wusika na opese owiaye. There's never been a day like that. And in Ghana today, so we do Mahama free wa ubusa obia say wanna me to my GDD after Joma obiampo for now because be Atto Forson. Because you see, the bile of this nation running of an economy or a government is the finances. The bile of running a nation are the finances. It is a finance minister now. If he cannot be trusted, then the government is not a government, also BIGD. But you see, consistently, Atto Forson has proven, say, he's somebody who can be trusted. Even when we are facing problems as a nation, financially, he's able to come out clearly to tell us, say, this is what we are facing. This is what we need to do. And the unique thing about Atto Forson is, say, he's a politician who is versatile and pays attention to details. And it is not just by chance. It is about it is diligent work. It is commitment. It is learning, submitting themselves, and being truthful. Juma John Mahama Diamano, he has excelled. And I'm not saying this because me Atto Forson or Yamadamfu, but you see, I'm making you understand to say, yeah, the Omaya none finances are say AGU. The reason why until Ofori turn to me back Ghana no, and then say, or say Ghana sika semina. So it should tell you the seriousness of the damage Ekufuado and the Bawumia and the Ofori tamuye. Now this Ofori oja Ghana sika sem in a very good or safe area place anchor on Ghana. But the damage they did. Now we needed somebody to come do the fucking cleanup. Abrantie Wenaba. 1 year, 4 months. Why you clean up no mind abrofono they are shocked. This is the first time in the history of IMF. Omo catcher or mind be say winning BB. Ya pese wo bareba jisika. Now the boy will say no. This is the first time in the history of IMF. Omo hu be that. And they are still asking, how did you do it? They are still shocked. They are like, how were you able to do that? It is because Sikana Yadiaman is so he is not using the money anyhow. Now, no one any party for complaining say Atto Forson in my sika Because when you are managing an economy, so manage a cry, you send some, you cannot just say everything is a priority. Some things are supposed to be priority than others. And it's that usia economics are your scale of preference. You may be win here and then you may be fatter. So he was able to make sure say we deal with the here and send the fatter as time goes on, the fatter will be dealt with. And slowly you can see say even though or making sure say yes service the country was still moving smoothly. With the help of the Bank of Ghana governor, with the help of his colleagues, with the help of the ministers and the country as a whole, and the president had faith in him. And yeah, easy say me a call. Me pia bontine. Na insan menum metam dia show bin sem. The person na me den insan be share din sem no. Na it means say I trust the person. I believe say dipa no dia me dwene no sa na odwene. So it is not just by chance that your Mahama say Atto Forson be finance minister. No. It is somebody you can trust and believe. Say, Adebia wujidi no, sa nipa no sujidi, sa nipa no, sa wuni hokra, sa nipa no betwaso, sa nipa no be make sure say, sa dia no, baby na opese da no, obetum dia to. That is trust and belief. It is not just, but Atto Forson be finance minister. Atto Forson, no, it is the trust. And it's a very typical example. I shall say, and yeah, easy say me a call. Me jina baby no monsa, ana me no munsio. Na me the minsu shall be in some keke. I will look around and see the person I can trust before I give some minsu to the person. And that is what John Dramani Mahama did. It is so called baka. We are talking something. We are talking about deceit. Atro and a say mine. Ofori Atta. At a point, near Ofori Atta say, let us know the truth. A day na ekoso Ofori Atta jina Ghana for him. One Bawumia. Then I'm catching.
But I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on, okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak that one language and ensure that we burden share in the issues ahead.
What in question what catch yeah, call IMF. Not only Bawumia netwo. Say we are not going to IMF today, tomorrow. And for Joshua and Caleb. Quotation what Bible be catch the same week, na call IMF. That is the trust I'm talking about. Oh. The NPP, there's no trust. How many trust to be? You to mean trust the NPP. This was Bawumia or the Bawumia free cabinet meeting. And I'm catching say, say, yanko IMF. Are they chini or IMF? Okasana Bawumia tenin Okasana na Bawumia to free cabinet ban on say, go and lie to the people that we are not going to IMF. But you see, we are talking about Atto Forson. We are talking about somebody who has led a country this is some shade in sim na eden na a bubu. So somebody will ask, what is Atto Forson? Atto Forson is a DN. Atto Forson is a doer. What is Atto Forson? Atto Forson is a deliverer. And Atto Forson is a trusted hand. That is what is Atto Forson. But can you say the same about Bawumia? Bawumia, what is Bawumia? Bawumia is a liar. Bawumia is a chipmunk. Bawumia is a yogurt peel. Bawumia is an adjective. He's a verb. He's a liar. He is a pathological liar. What is Atto Enamaka? He's a deliverer. Atto Forson is a doer. And Atto Forson is a trusted hand. And in politics, trusted hand is very important. Very, very important. Now, at a point in our history, Yebusa Bawumia, how better than to me ashisha Ghana sikasem develop Ghana. Better than to me I make sure say adwene ama Ghana kodenim. Bawumia ka kire say na Bawumia ka kire the verb.
We don't have to borrow money from anywhere. Just toll the various sections of the road and we'll raise the money to do the roads in Ghana. We don't have to borrow money from anywhere. Just toll the various sections of the road and we'll raise the money to do the roads in Ghana. We don't have to borrow money from anywhere. Just toll the various sections of the road and we'll raise the money to do the roads in Ghana.
This is a verb. Listen to the verb. You don't have to borrow money from anywhere. All that you have to do is borrow money, take the money from there, and way in anybody Ghana so Bawumia, this verb, this adjective, this consonant. This is not somebody who is intelligent enough to manage the affairs of Ghana. So right now, Bawumia person be the president, no bedding. No, what does he want to come and do? What does he want to do? What is he coming to do? Obeying. Because at this point we are okay, we are satisfied with what's happening. This government is not getting everything right, but so far, from what we are seeing, this government is perfect compared to Bawumia Forson on your mind. So into Bawumia person be the president, obeying. Or they have IMF BM. Bawumia person be the president, or person they call IMF BM. Because we have come out of IMF. And we know Bawumia took Ghana to IMF. So basically, he wants to come back and take us back to IMF. And then person obey. It's a person be the president, no. Or person the dollar record 18 BM. Then or person the inflation cycle 57. Or person or the interest rate cycle 60. We were asking him. Then or obey. Because at this point we are good, we are comfortable, we are okay. So far, what we have seen, no, the truthfulness in this government, the Oma year so far, no, we are fine. Ain't Bawumia made the president. Still, they have not told us what the verb wants to come and do. See and cast your problem. Problem no day, we don't call Jesus. So there's no problem now. And there will be, for the next 40 years, there will be no problems because the problems we went through, no, problem be anywhere ever swatch in the next 40 years, problem ever back. Yeah. Me see, from now to the next 42 years, no problem be anywhere but change the last 8 years. So we don't need a verb. Now, Atto, any IMF forecast be. See, Atto Forson kasa and no, or can be, or say, team. Oh, thank you, Mr. S. My team said before I go on, I should show you guys something. I think we missed it during the editorial meeting. All right, Mr. S, let me show them. And it's about time in Ofori. Ekache say IMF. This is what they told us, right?
But I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do. I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak.
How come, say, Shadrach and Abednego comes into our finances? Yenanga say yejimana. NPP for wejimana. Yet sika sha branti ni nsem. Yesi, sika ya da ma wi, hwedu ye. Imbredu masika no wasa. Wa hwe sika no. Wa hwe ano masika no nya wasa. Yerebusa osika no asem a igina wen yenyim na eka Shadrach na Abednego. Na Shadrach na Abednego, won asem of me ho. Me Shadrach na Abednego me ni mo ma me ni mo papa. Edi enkwase asem ne yetena ho saa 8 years no. And you see the funny thing is, omko IMF no, omba no hwe Kenke party omba Ofori Atta in Kenke party to celebrate IMF completion city at all. Omko IMF omo see a free IMF mu no, omo ba ye no, omo be ye party. Omo oda dokono kwa 4 million Ghana cedis. Dokono. Mami bi all ashibi. Ne dokono saye. Easy. Ado busom said, dokono we mo de koye den. Ono nko mo to dokono nko 150,000 mama no ho. 3 days no more dokono wi. Omo be je dokono. Adan ye kodi. Adan ye free IMF aba. Like these are like animals. Omo to dokono 4 million Ghana. Tete Ghana is kind of 40 million. 40 billion dokono kwa. Mama no wala shibi. Omo tobi wala shibi. Omo tobi wo eye den okpomuro. Omo to dokono mu dokono. Adan ye koye Kenke party. Omo tumi omo ya party no omo sa. Sata we say na de no mop ko IMF aba. Mo beto say o IMF mu ne efrim. Sa IMF we omo celebration no. Mahama je only 900 million. Omo ko je 3 billion. And omo we no mo begina Ghana na omo hwe Ofori Atta. And omo frɛ from obusuafo omo girlfriends. And omo say yenye Kenke party dokono 4 million Ghana. Poly Tete Ghana is got 40 billion. Oje said o menhia nko ocho tu for that bontene. And omo bedi ye adan ye Mahama de ko IMF no 900 million pen Mahama ji ye. E omo betu sika no omo sa disika no omo ye no ye party go so Ofori Atta onie. And the kwase bi ka say Ofori Atta de we penyini. Buntio hwe ne to oso we penyini o ye nega bi. O ye nega bi. The ma branti wa gien sika wa koto dokono nkotin to 4 billion and wa to wache we zini nyinara wo zini nyinara what me fanti no wo zi nyinara wo wie no osagudu no okanche yende aye ye jim emmal ye mal ye jim nkofo ya de omo ye no Ghana ni me say omo ye Kenke party he maami bia okoya decoration mama sister Forson ono no mbefa no ono ne kwaje omo ojomo 200,000 Ghana sister Forson minimum no ono ne kwaje decoration of Kevin na onko for maboda me say men den the decoration mama we kwaje ko bo tent omo man 200,000 sister Forson dan so man na enkwasiafo we abeka kire say ende ye ma omo nsambra power biem ade a omo de esika ye ni. You get it? Inti nipa bi ti say na yebufu ni aka say mama mankofo we chance mama ba close to power. I know begin say ye Jimmy. I know begin say nim dancer. Mrs. Ignore them. Omo wie ya na mo di sika ni nyina wie na mo say oh Ghana for the omo Jimmy. Let us take them to IMF biem. Mahama free power 2015. Na IMF program aye komu. Na program no only $900 million. Omo buy no obie na otumi bie na no ka say Mahama IMF sika no tamba kumpo die 1 cent die obie na otumi bie na no kan ye Mahama 900 million Mahama G 2015 time a free power na afi na IMF sika no abedu obie na otumi tina Ghana ka say Mahama di mu 1 cedi enkofo eba no beji sika no mu die omo nsi 1 school omo nsi 1 hospital omo anye kwan ba kumpo omo anye bibia no mu di sika no omo wie na covid no mu di covid sika no eno mu wie no mo se yensanko IMF no kwaji 3 billion eno mu bom omu ye no mu ja akuro to no Ofori Atta dwane ko sha abrochire so ngade na meka kire no omu di we nyina wie no Ofori Atta wie no ko tena America ye so mre fie so ma kwasiafo we ka chem se ye nkoto abama NPP because Mahama mo ya ade bi a ensisi so kwasiafo ma mo fa Ofori Atta mra kwasiafo ma then a finance minister to me better Ghana. Edi finance minister 8 years. Now ye we are okotena broche se omafie emwan enkwasea forma. Enti mu ye dede o social media yenya de yento abama Bawumia no meden. Na Ofori atambra. Kwasiafo. Inyanma mmobro. Mwetis my say moa. Musa mwejimi munyina no mabodam. Enti nka mu keke mu social media any radio so no na atam Ghana asade amamo. Na ye hu bi da. Kwasiafo ye hu bi da. Mama akwa we abetena Ghana ha 8 years be finance minister. Odi sika ni we no akotena America. Monfere. Anka ose de bia motena social media. Enkoma osam di ni say adenti no Ofori Atta ewa America. NPP former be finance minister 8 years. Aden not America. Ba mo ya jantina former ye nkurasefo ye jimifo nti. Monitsa aban kwasiafo. Bodin say Ghana na echichire asantefo na echichire Ghana. Ana kuo bi na echichire Ghana. Ye nyina na echichire. Enti sa mumu bi mo party ni power. Mo fa mo kwasi antena se ne echichire Ghana no. Because we are santini nti NPP free power nti bibia mama ne nkoso won ti ase so woni munyansa na so ya NPP na so ya santini a kofo Ken Ofori Atta bere fie ntinka every single day no mo betina social media don't talk about me, talk about bringing Ken Ofori Atta home because ekire okwasea ene di tumi bema NPP abra nipa obehwe esika sem so betina America na the Ghana enya ni krom intwam wan kwasea forma Ghana enya ni krom. Why are you people not advocating to bring Ken Ofori Atta home? Why are you people not advocating that Ken Ofori Atta needs to come home? So onye bone sika de share nsa. So to me adwuma na. Why are you dog kids in Kramaima? Why are you people, you puppies? Why are you not insisting? Adentina monka say you want the moral right to work in Ghana. Mo per se you hu say nipa bi nimunyansa. Adena, why are you not people calling for Ken Ofori Atta? Because until Ken Ofori Atta comes to Ghana, that's obejina trial crowd 9 years sir. Until that trial is done. For us to get to the bottom of it, nobody should give NPP power. Because the next time we give NPP power, the next finance minister will be like, oh, na second we no, or continent America. Ya the two me shaba Bawumia nsema. I mean others be we sika kogu France. Ya the two me shaba Bawumia nsema. Kojo pon kroma be we sika kogu Switzerland. O we pe eka 1 year na be free power no akotena ho. Because Ken Ofori Atta ye, and that is what they are all learning. Kwasiafo na nke so na atam tumi ahye munsem Bawumia be di power na yensen ya na finance minister na onwie sika ngogo abroche owia osobete wo memma until yabeba Ken Ofori Atta be fie na yade be gina trial say be di 10 years kra until we get to the bottom of the trial. Nobody's going to consider NPP moi. But you see a Jimmy on DDEP ehun dey see Ghana. Me say the NDC is not going to get everything right. It's a fact. That's governance. But actually, I am telling you people, you can say whatever you want to say. John Mahama can say wanya and fire home. John Mahama can say mbemu and fire home. At least John Mahama niene te Ghana. At least Atto Forson we is can continue US. At least the all the abo buying. Intinka krankakra 10 beska say nkadankada yebedru ho. Sende the John Mahama kan ye nyina ontumi nyani nyina na oye bia nkadankada small we will get there. John Mahama or without John Mahama, somebody will come and make sure we get there. Na ntwam what is someone kwasia for yema mutumi na mo sesa sika nkosa gogo abrochire na mo kotena abrochire na mo ndi atem mo ya moa mo ya moa intimi hu social media na mo kema na mesere me akonko a me nullify mu nyina montwen see emben election po na musin the emben election na buntu hye kofo tu amusin na mo de munim de banka mo nyina mamem munim de ba anka mo nkwasiafo anka mo nyina mamem se oye nya Ghana ni a wo nyansafo udidi edi penchine ewom na se onya kwasia ba. Why would you even sit and say NDC abanye we NDC aban kan we omunyeye abra immediate government a free power in the history of Ghana being sida omo finance minister join akwatena America. Hey, now you santini ya kwasia. Hey, we are santini ya MPP ni ya aboa into adwene na ira. Sebi we are santini ya MPP ni ya kwasia. So intinka NDC former finance minister ene to akwatena brochira anka mahemfo ya demonstration. Edi kwasia asem no. Ana mu obi aso obi atafre ana. Me say this government, Oben and Kada, 4 years, when it's fine. We understand. It's perfect. They are still here with us. They respect us. They are serving us. Kada. Omo be ne kakra. Inti no pressure. No pressure at all. Hey, say policies ni nyina Mahama ban with 4 years so much we believe. Say Sibi Oma start no it means someone come apart, they will do it. Inti we are not under any pressure. Nobody can give anybody any pressure. They can choose to do only 4 policies 4 years. It is fine. As far as it is yielding results, we are good. But just somebody to Jimmy Kasa and them kwasi some who fino abe be pressure or Ghana, no pressure. The burning kadan. Hey, the NDC government can do only 4 policies. They can work on only 4 policies. As far as they are solid, as far as we see the result, we are good. Policies now can we will give them more time. More bodam. What you say? Mu kemuno ni nyina adane adwene. Hey, they say there John Mahama ka so we onye ntianya dan. Kwasi afoma. Now, ma menche mu bibia ato Forson kan ye. Mo munya hu bibi nti aya na moto ara mu jimi. Atto Forson akasa. O say ana Friday na mu jimi mu hosa no. Me charge bo so a. Oh, okay. Thank you. We are not in a hurry to go back to the international capital market. Atto Forson say, Ghana for munya butre. Ye hom prayer. Say ye kwa kobo besia. Ye nya butre. Se ne ye di dwuma na, mom ye nya butre ne di dwuma na kakra. Ehu hia. Say ye bekọ abontan koji sika be support ye beye. Be nim ye dia mom ye nya butre. Se ne ya ne kada chichire man no. Etumi make sure say yan say sika ya beduru ha no. Obviously, or mind be at a point. Obetima kobo besia, but osa bosia no, e wose eye bosia nyansa wuma ode bedi dwuma. Into say, Mama Ghana for en pepre omo ho say, ochina ye kọ akobo besia abroche no. De ya beduru ha na, etumi am efri IMF program won fefefe. Sebio ye try say beto to nyama. Bibia nya perfect, but o say, Mama me empre ho. Ye nya botre ne nkyekere man no. Na bebia sebio ye be hia se de bibi be hye ne ade ahye impempenso bi du ne ye be hia sika bi kakra de beka ne akwa abontene na saa besia na ye besia mfoso wo so ye be yusu into for now no atobo so bia maintain or ye de ayu de bi o say maintain your level adole. That is how I chechere mine. Atto Forson say maintain your level, maintain or say adole obia nya abotre na ye maintain enya ho pepre e your mind ye chechere nipa enhu hia. Say aban we be here sika na so say kobo besia. We will all speak about it, talk about it, give a good reason and go for that money and come deliver at the papa person there. But for now there finance minister say you maintain a level. The na now for the past 1 and 1 year 4 months no yen day yen twason kakra. Kwasi afo NPP mo pe power. Mope power. Inti yenye 24-hour economy ni nyina yente ase ntwamoa. Monko sesena konwa na monko tena so. Inti yenye den nyansafo no oka no kura kirewo. And I'm going to tell you, Ghana for when it is necessary for this government to borrow, the government will borrow. But when it is not important, the government is not going to do it. That is what we call priorities. That is what we call choosing your priorities right. Would make it the right decisions at the right time. Who says abayin bobo besia na besia no you should make sure say who reason out ko besia na besia no ba e wo so hu say wo de ye ade na ehia into so enya abotre enya say yetume etwa ho ka ye fi IMF munti o kire ko sika. No, this man, he is not setting up a company or ko besia ko je ho mfaso sana na ken Ofori ateye besia bi obeji bia na ho mfaso e ba no ho. This man is not like that. Because he believes in the vision of John Mahama. He believes what John Mahama wants to do. Said John Mahama and there or 2 3 months Atto Forson can run this economy. It's a fact. So I can say adole obia adole. I can say maintainer. Let us all maintain. He knows what he's doing. And your rosary throughout. Every sometime you hit the point kakra. At the point the dollar will go up a little bit. It's normal. That's governance. That is economy. Hey. Nyoma to me see, let me show you this. Mami Chiro idea. You see this? Mami Chiro. Oh, this is not what I'm looking for. Mami Chiro. You see this? That's being realistic. Ghana must maintain stability to attract investors. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. At a point, The war in Middle East is expected to impact economies through higher energy, food, and fertilizer prices. Way every World Bank for a IMF for. Now the issue here is, as a country, a time will come, there will be pressure on our economy. It's normal. The dollar can move to 12. It can move to 12.50. It is normal. But you see, when you get people who are willing to work and manage your economy, you should not be scared. You see how stable the dollar, the cedi has been? That's how it works. It is the stability. And the stability brings the confidence. And the confidence brings the results and the revenue. And that is what Atto Forson has done over this 1 year. So the issue about roller coaster economy, sometimes facing struggles, struggling, and it is normal. But the issue here is, can you trust the person handling it? Yes. Let's expect to say, at a point, there will be this roller coaster thing in the economy. It is normal. But the issue is the consistency, the trust, the belief, and making sure that the right thing. And that is what we have witnessed for the last 1 year and 4 months. That is what we believe in. America cried the cat. But the issue here is, you have to understand, say, so mind to say Ghana, no, when you're you know, say, nobody should lie to you, say, oh, at a point, pressure that city so pressure that city so. It's normal. Oh, at a point, abana but the difference between Inkofowe and NDC for and NPP for say, they do things that are important and that benefit the nation, not themselves. This is governance. Obi to because somewhat Saudi Arabia now affecting world economy. It's normal. But the issue here is, the difference is how these people take their work serious and always make sure say so they always work in our favor. So let us not every single money. Hey, I have a COVID-19 sika, NPP sika billions. Billions. Ubusom says sasi come the day number to papa so. Kojo upon kroma kromfo onya 1.5 million Ghana cedis odin fala. The tisa boto. Upon kroma as the health minister said that time no, he took the money as the communications minister or jisikan $150,000 odinina. And ankwasi for yantam to me mamo. Mama go back to Atto Forson. Now Atto Forson said we should not be in a hurry. Say, let us take time and look in our books. Yanshe trajectory, no. Yanshe how we can manage our own affairs over a certain period. Yanshe baby a bit me yisi kebidiashe baby. Na yetumia connect baby ma baby ejina. Yanshe sen yebe spend it and how much we will be able to collect revenue, internally generated fund. Sika yebe to me from etwa yejeje na di yebe to me di inti edum pempensuo bi na yebe hia sika kese bi di ahema na akwa abonti nti so yenya abotre. This is not a race. This is managing an economy. Oni obi any contest, oni obi any race. It is about making sure the right thing is done. Now, Shadie, this is another story, and it's got to do with the IMF. Atto Forson Sakasa, I'll say, indiscipline took Ghana to IMF. We must sustain gains. Atto Forson say, indiscipline, sikeria chrono, atro, and a diako IMF. Ekufuad mukoji 3 billion a year. Chrono, atro, sikeria. At a point in our history, you know we say, you sika when you say doing yashi. I didn't last me catch a Ghana for say. There are some cases that can be prosecuted, but there are some cases you cannot prosecute. But the ones you cannot prosecute, it has to advise the citizenry. I feel what I say. There are some cases that are prosecutorable. You can prosecute. They are glaring. But there are some criminal cases. When you waste time on prosecuting, you would rather waste money on that than to protect what is left. But it is hard for you to say, I will say you spend the time and be chasing it. So what do? You block it. How do you block it? You make sure those people who did that never come back to that money. The greatest punishment we can give the NPP is to stop them from coming to power for the next 40 years. That is the greatest punishment. NDC can prosecute 20 people, but the greatest punishment we can give these cows or cattle is to block them from getting access to power for the next 40 years. It is the greatest punishment. Because you see, MCB Wieska, Minister B Wieska, we be Equia Party Wieska. There are some things you want to prosecute that you spend more money on it than protecting what is left. If we as citizens, what we need to do is say, there are things we saw with our bare eyes. There are things that we witnessed. There are things that we don't even need government to go after. But it is a lesson to us to make sure those criminals, those acts, we don't allow it to happen again. And how do we do that? We block them from winning power, and then we protect what is left. Now, just say, in Krobe Bra war season, San Come or Margin say, Obi or Nomuku will be on developing. No. Countries are into so in the past, the World War I, World War II. What happened? And they say, World War, no, there were countries they picked out as their enemies. They never went after them. What they told themselves is that they are not going to allow those people to attack them again. It is our nuclear weapon, and that is how you build. It is a we don't even have to waste time on that. The greatest thing we can do to prevent them from repeating the same thing is to block them. And what do? You vote against them for the next 42 years. That's it. That's all. It's fine. But now, say a giant who be so we block it, we stop it, we never give them any room again. They're not sikali kutano no, they're not money box ni kutano for 8 years not America also on Magana. Na Bawumia koliko we na yenfa yetumi machine, yenfa ye real machine mu. Bawumia no for that na cabinet 8 years. Adio for that ye bia na Bawumia nimu. And of Rata in America, Bawumia person beka ho asam ye jiminti yantam tumi ma Bawumia na enyo Ofori na fa Bawumia djuma. It is Ofori Ekufuado, Bamti, Gabi, Bedie to omna mo fa Bawumia djuma or your apprentice. Na ndom kofo na wiye in America, yanfa tumi ni hye master na assistant ni sem. Ye yankwase afo. Do you think we are stupid? Mo just say enim nyansa. Enti na mu kem nyanya den, yanja bibia. No. Yani yati governance ase memenya akwara asawo memenya akwara wo Senegal 92 mihwe bi US 94 mihwe bi Italia 90 mihwe bi metumi de wakọ ekire menya small boys awo me start to spa chacha na mo bebre yan wo mo kwasiafo mo je se ye jimi na hwa de IMF for any ND program no they voluntarily told us they want to do something with us. And it is about a year idea your friend PCI. Maminya botana minjum. What the koliko ebre ye jiminti yama koliko medi president. A verb. Now, IMF policy coordination instrument PCI is not a program. It is a form of technical assistance. Now, IMF say, Ghana ba IMF so many times. For the first time in the history of Ghana and IMF relationship, the rate at which NDC are buying winning Atto Forson, it may turn things around quickly. And the numbers they are looking at, how positive they are, they believe, say, they can still help Ghana to do what? To sustain the momentum. Now, you got a PCI, and to say IMF, what about the Bessia, IMF about wa, oya den, o manisika. IMF, more programs be bree. Now, sa PCI we, senka Ofori allow Ghana, ema IMF for, the sa PCI we, PCI we so ebe boya, anka the way they mismanaged our monies after a free IMF buy, and Ofori time, and can see that. You know the reason why Ofori am penema PCI we or IMF for Amfamaha. The reason was that when you allow this PCI, what is going to happen is because IMF in person they will not want you to do some things that will end you up at IMF for them to be blamed. Until the IMF is technically giving you technical support, send you don't end up there again. Now because of Ofori money they said they didn't need that technical assistance. Now, PCI and this is the PCI. Now, PCI, IMF Policy Coordination Instrument, PCI. Now, the International Monetary Fund Policy Coordination Instrument, PCI, is a non-loan program where the IMF monitors a country's economic policies without giving any money. So what they want to do is they want to help assist us and do what? To make sure, say, we stay within the year. So it's technically, because IMF for policy, we say, they want to try and get less countries coming to them. Now, the only way they can do that is say, they will have to give that assistance freely to guide a minor in the way they manage their affairs after they leave a program. So this is not a program Ghana betam 1 cent Ediama IMF. It is a program IMF who say they also want to study the way Ghana in a short period, yet to me attending a year the economy now around. So they need this assistance on some of the money for free. Now, it's mainly used after a country has stabilized its economy and no longer needs bailed. No longer needs a bailout. It's the IMF, no, almost on my way, bailout to be a. Then what they want to do is they want to assist you with technical ideas. Nyansa enibaku for trim. Into what they have learned over the years, say they need to assist countries. No, they told us to say PCI now some of the money for free. We are not going to pay a dime. But unless a country, the leaders of the country's coffers, and I say the leaders are handle or mine economy, no, unless they are corrupt, that is the only way they will block the IMF from coming to help, assist, do what, guide them to sustain the economy. Because say IMF for way back, now I'm my assistance, no more boy technically, manager. When they see something going wrong, they will tell us as citizens. Because right now we have a government that is running our economy. Imagine say I buy away person with a dream. How are we going to know? So when the IMF is there as a supervisory agency, it is independent. It can tell Ghanaians that your government is doing something that isn't right and that you end up at IMF. But at Forson, who say my way economy, they are running it transparently. They are saying IMF should come. You can look in. You are not bound by anything. When you see something wrong, you can tell Ghanaians that Atto Forson, Ghana government is doing something wrong. So this is the highest level of transparency we are experiencing under John Mahama. So the PCI, it is actually going to help us, the citizenry, because at a point, I am not your dream say Bank of Ghana, politics nobody but Atto Forson wants transparency in managing Ghana's affairs, and Atto Forson wants Ghanaians to know what they are doing as a government. Until now, we have an independent observer to just watch the job they are doing. They cannot interfere, but they can just assist and say where the Munyan is say. That is not interference, that is assistance. Into PCI, is a form of transparency beyond governance. Into IMF is coming in as an independent agency to give us more transparency, and the transparency, so basically, IMF is going to be our eye in monitoring how Atto Forson manage our economy. The reason why PCI, NPP for Anjan say they didn't want us, the citizenry, to know, say, Ofori area is Sikakwa. And it's that they prevented IMF from bringing the PCI. Now, when you read the second point, PCI and home for say one, no IMF loan involved. PCI no omoma loan. Omunjiska. Two, no IMF monitors economic policies and reforms. Normal what they are to kwemu IMF study who say okay we free bonto obeboa say we there we ya ebia we energy sector no be break it down ebe mo end up at IMF intimanye we there we ya ebeboa oman no light blue be form. So that is what they are coming to do. 3, country agrees to fiscal and economic discipline target. Oman no the person dey sika ye the person spending the yan spending sika bejeje IMF beboa. So basically the IMF wants to work and basically be the eyes of the citizenry. That's all. Because you see, for a very long time, Ken Ofori Atta any Bawumia Emma the confidence near our governance etikoye. NDC na aba and there some confidence be aba say our buying can be good. Yabenya kophobia omedwene Ghana ho. Now right now they are adding another layer, and that layer is to be more transparent so that it will not look like John Mahama ne Atto Forson na meeting and no money Siama meeting and no more can say me and enim. Right now IMF not to so mo ye bibi na nya obeka che Ghana for hey me boa mo Ghana for mo minister o mo ye we. That is what we need. So double transparency is what Atto Forson is calling for. So when you hear PCI Honsama. It is basically something that helps us. Now, benefit of PCI and anything. Benefit is build investor confidence. Now, say investors be person about Ghana. No more investor or Ghana. Now, on your line, they say IMF are assisting us in directing your economy things and helping in assistance. Almost at least this economy is a transparent one. And that when I pump in $20 million, I know say at least almost IMF supervising, not supervising, assisting in managing things in there. So investor no be confidence, because you see, most of the investors on Mufra Bruchi. The reason tia omu to inform Emba Africa economy say omu need any source or any agency they can rely on to give them clear idea of how the economy is being run. You know, Bawumia, Etna Ghana, every figure they gave us was a lie. But Bawumia lied every day. Ofori lied every day. They were making numbers up. Sankomoma PCI we nanke ohanka IMF beka is Ofori boa. From time of COVID-19, Bayamka said the economy is robust. No more. They were lying to us, but there was no PCI. Nobody was monitoring. Until this time, say investor about Ghana. What the investor will have to do is just contact IMF. IMF, I want to go and invest in Ghana, $20 million, $40 billion. Now I want you to give me a clear picture of Ghana's economy. They can tell the investor, guys, we are working with the guys, we are assisting them. Their economy is solid, their fundamentals are great. You can go in there and invest. That is assurance. That is assurance. So the IMF being there and giving us that supervisory role, being assistant, it even gives the investors confidence. 3, support currency stability. That is what that happens. The moment there's transparency and the guidance are there, or the guidance is there, the stability of the economy of the city is guaranteed. Now, encourages lower inflation and better budgeting, improves international credibility. That's it. That's it. And it is all going to say NPP baby say, oh, you say PCI no abanti, you see a Mahama entrust here Atto Forson. Omi and Kwasia for they are stupid people. Because my menka be bincho. Whether you like it or not, IMF, they have influence on world economy. Whether you like it or not. They have that influence. So if you are going to partner with the IMF to make sure they help you sustain your economy without you paying them any money, you have to do it. You whether you like, you see, the issue is sometimes you want to act as if say we live in a vacuum. No. Whether you like it or not, the IMF controls the world economy. It is how the IMF can. That's a free IMF I say. Now IMF say me assist to help you because if Ghana along the way, when we get to know say IMF for assistance, we can cancel it. We are not under any agreement with IMF to stay under this deal or under this kind of partnership for the rest of our lives. No, there's no monetary thing involved. If after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, now Ghana for who say IMF maybe they are overstepping or they are interfering, we can say we don't need it. Go and nobody can do anything. So what is the big deal here? And I'm not saying they want to come and help. Let's give them the opportunity. It is not about us paying the money. It is not us paying the money. Because whether you like it or not, so IMF and your PCI and cry, they have their people here who will be monitoring. IMF our office or Ghana. And whether we like it or not, the IMF knows whatever is happening in our economy. They know everything. So what is the difference between you trying to get them in here and physically assisting? This is an assistance. You can choose to say, please, your limit gets here, or limit in Embroha, or limit in Hanedu. This is all that you can do. That is all. You have control over this. We have control over. They don't have control over this.